This is a hand wrap, common garden variety type. Okay, we've got a loop on one end, loops around the thumb. On the other end, we have some Velcro that allows us to strap it around the waist, around the wrist, sorry. And what we're going to do in this video is just show a method of how to apply the bandage or the hand wrap successfully to make sure that it stays in position during competition, during bag work and during sparring. Okay. I think it's about 11 feet long. It's a standard length bandage this. Okay, we're going to start. We think about it. What we need to, the areas we need to be protecting are the wrist, but more importantly the knuckle areas. What you'll tend to get if you see people who don't use bandages, wraps, as well as quite severe damage actually to the knuckles if you don't use proper hand protection. You also get lots and lots of sort of friction type injuries in between the knuckles, and across the knuckles you lose skin, and those injuries are never going to, you know, end your career, but they certainly cause you enough frustration and problems to get in the way of your training. Okay, so loop it around the thumb. You'll notice how I've got the bandage coming off the bottom. I've rolled it after the previous session in such a way so that I can apply it very quickly at the start of this session. Okay. Around the waist, the wrist. Okay, that's the first action. So let's do just about 3 wraps around there. I'm not going to be saying, you know, do 3 here, 3 there. Depends. Some hand wraps are slightly longer or shorter than the other. So others. Bear in mind as well that in terms of protecting the wrist, depending on the type of gloves you've got, if you're wearing high wristband gloves with tough Velcro strappings, you're going to get lots of support off them as well anyway. If you're using just basic bag gloves, then you're going to need to make sure that there's a decent bit of bandaging and support applied to this wrist here. Okay, so we've done about 3 wraps around the wrist. Taking it up now, across the back of the hand, and around the knuckle. 1, 2, and you'll be able to notice that I'm keeping the bandage quite close to my hand. Okay, I don't want to pull it too far out, because the edge is when you're pulling it too far out, you put it on too tight. We want to make sure that we maintain blood flow through our hands, otherwise your hands become quite dead during a long training session. You lose the feeling in your fingertips and stuff, so you want to make sure that you get it on at just about the right tension. A good way of doing that, every now and again, just make a fist, and what that'll do is release some of the tension, any built up tension in the bandage, and loosen it off to the right fit of your hand. Okay, let's do another wrap around there. So the next thing we want to do is make sure that these strips stay exactly where they are. When we do this, we're taking it back round, under the palm of the hand and back over the same way. Okay, so you can see where it's come over there, and we're going back along the same line. We wrap around again, go over the top, okay, back along the same line. Okay, so if you look right through our palm, we'd see that that is matched on the other side by the other bandage, the other part of the bandage, and then finally up through the centre. Okay, now you'll notice I've kept my fingers well spaced. Again, do our little trick, just clench your fist, ease some of that tension in the wrap, and now it's just a case of tidying it up. So back around the wrist again. Oh, that's quite a common problem. Dropping the bandage, that's after 30 odd years I'm still regularly able to drop the thing. But because we're nice and close towards the end of wrapping up, and we can see nice and steady, back up around the wrist, and we're almost ready to tie it off with the Velcro around the wrist. Clench the fist again, and you can see there we've got the coverage. Okay, protection here stops these riding up, because that's a big problem you'll find actually if you don't wrap it through the fingers. All of the protection drifts up onto the back of the palm, provides no protection at all. Doesn't need to be super thick. Now don't forget, if your hands are susceptible to injury, you can put pieces of high density foam maybe, or other layers underneath here to give you the extra protection you need. And obviously you can wear 16-ounce big sparring gloves or big 10-ounce gloves. Okay, simple hand wrap. This is my boxing coach.